Song, you've now had 3 straight starts. Just how comfortable are you feeling playing at the big league level and the success that you've been having as of late?
그래서 오늘까지 3일 연속 이제 선발 출장하고 있어요. 그래서 좀 얼마 정도 좀 편해졌고 지금 느낌이 어떠신지요?
아직 뭐 그렇게 편해진 건 잘 모르겠고 그래도 첫날보다는 많이 나아진 것 같습니다.
Still, but way comfortable than first day, the starting day.
And to get things going offensively, just what is your mindset at the plate in which you're trying to contribute to this offense?
그래서 공격 부분에서 타석에 들었을 때 팀이 어떤 부분에서 좀 기여하려고 하셨었나요?
그냥 항상 말했듯이 제가 뭐 홈런을 치는 타자도 아니고 홈런을 바라지 않는 것 같아서 저는 일단 루상에 나갔을 때 더 팀에 도움이 되는 선수이기 때문에 어떻게든 루상에 나가려고 하고 있습니다.
Like I always said, I'm not a home run hitter. I'm not a power hitter. It's more important to get on base. And then once I get on base, I think I can contribute to the team.
Just seeing, considering all of the adjustments that you made to your swing, seeing the results to come, that has to feel rewarding.
여태까지 스윙 조정을 계속 해왔었는데 그게 이제 좀 결과로 나오는 것 같아요. 그런 부분에서 또 어떻게 생각하시는지요?
네, 다행히 팀에서 알려주신 부분을 연습하다 보니까 이렇게 결과가 좋게 나온 것 같은데 네, 앞으로도 열심히 해야 될 것 같습니다.
Luckily, the results comes along what the team taught me, and then I still have to work hard.
How special is it having an incredible group of veterans just around you? I saw Miguel Rojas talking to you and Andy after that play in the outfield.
아까 앤디 파이스도 그랬고 미겔 로하스가 계속 이렇게 얘기해주고 이런 되게 엄청난 또 팀에서 같이 많은 좋은 구성원들과 뛰고 있는데 어떠신지요?
일단 너무 좋고 제가 모르는 게 많잖아요. 처음이라 그런 것들을 너무 친절하게 먼저 와서 알려주기 때문에 야구를 하는 데 있어서 너무 좋은 것 같습니다.
You know, it's awesome that this is my first year. I have a lot of questions and I have a lot of things that I don't know. But to be honest, everyone is being nice and then they tell me what to do. So it's been great.
Sung Kim, he moved the 8th spot in today's lineup for the Dodgers with Austin Barnes batting 9th. But Jerry, in his first 2 starts, we saw how productive he can be at the bottom of the order, especially when you have Shohei Ohtani waiting on deck.
Well, that is a positive sign. And listen, if he continues his production, whether he's hitting 8th or 9th, he's going to play in a lot of ball games because we talk about it having depth in your lineup and having guys on base for Shohei. Shohei had a lot of RBIs last season, mostly out of the leadoff spot, but you need guys to get on base for Shohei Ohtani because we know he is explosive with the bat here. On the move, Kim is rocking down the right field line to add that speed element. To get on the board on an extra base hit, that is so huge. Having guys in your lineup that could score from first and have that speed. We say speed never slumps. And in order to win in today's ball game, you got to have different ways to score. The long ball, obviously, we do that a ton. But you need guys to be able to run. Kim provides that.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And I'm just thinking about last year, the championship season that they had. And you're looking at, they also, as a team, kind of got off to a slow start. You're looking at the offense, it wasn't really clicking. And then you're looking at even what Shohei has done up to this point. He actually is doing a lot better this year than he had done last year. But when did things start changing? Is when you saw Gavin Lux and you saw Miguel Rojas, guys in the bottom part of the line. Then they started to pick it up. And that really changed everything. And obviously right now, with Andy Paez, what he's been doing, and now you got Kim. I mean, we already heard Shohei Ohtani talk about, it's nice to hit with guys on base. He recognizes that. He understands it. And we would sure love to see Ohtani come up with men on base. So, Kim, can he provide that spark? Absolutely. But more guys, the bottom part of the lineup, finding ways to get on base somehow.
And we know that Kim can play defense. We know he's got that great speed, Nomar. The question about him was how soon would he adjust to major league pitching? And so far, and it's only 2 games, he's looked really good offensively. So when Tommy Edman comes back and comes off the IL when the Dodgers return for this next homestand, do you see Kim staying on this roster?
Yeah, actually, if he continues playing this way, absolutely. Because not only just because he's swinging the bat, getting on base, but he just provides another element. I mean, like we always say, you can't teach speed. And having that speed, whether he's maybe not starting that day and coming off the bench, you maybe need somebody to steal that base and get in the scoring position. Yeah. We also talked about him being on base at the bottom part of the lineup. We've already seen it in this series. Like, when he got to start, we're like, if he gets on base, the pitcher's going to have to worry about him. And then they're going to potentially make a mistake to guys like Shohei, to guys like Mookie Betts, right? Freddie Freeman. All these guys, the pitcher has to worry about. And we already saw that when Shohei hit a home run when he was on first base. So, definitely provides that spark. So I can definitely see them, even with Tommy Edman coming off, I think it would be a great addition because of his versatility and the other things he provides.
if he, like Nomar touched on it, I don't think he's going anywhere. Again, this is the Los Angeles Dodgers. We're here to win, so you want to make sure you have the best players available on your roster. Here's another thing, too. We saw Kim in spring training. I don't like to use spring training numbers. It's the eye test for me. When I saw Kim swing the bat, the first couple games in spring training, I was like, uh-oh, he is overmatched. He had that big leg kick. Oh, that's not going to work. For him to make that adjustment so quickly, foot down, he's able to use his hands, to use his speed. That is a great, and really a testament to him to make that adjustment. Now, that swing can play at the big level to go along with his speed. So if he keeps playing like this, I don't see him going anywhere.
All right, we'll see that speed in center field for the first time today.
My confidence level is high. I felt like I was going to have Kike play center field, but I think this is a good opportunity for me to see Haesung out there in center field. So he's athletic. He's a baseball player. I think he's going to be fine out there.
Do you think Andy will be mostly in right field until Teo comes back?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. It's his natural position. He's done a really fine job for us in center field, but just kind of the structure of construction of who we have, I think that probably is where I see him.
What did you hear about Kershaw's rehab start?
Pretty impressive. He went back out into the pen to throw another dozen pitches to get up to call it 80. He was really good. And so I think that I heard that he's going to pitch on Sunday in OKC. So
his eligibility to come off of the 60-day IL is coming up in the next few weeks. Does it seem like the timing for him to return, like with how things are lined up, could make sense? Just when he's eligible, he could be back? Or do you guys feel like he might need a few more rehab starts until he's ready?
I think this is probably the last one coming up on Sunday, I think, and I think that's it. And I know the date is the 18th as he's eligible. I'm just not sure when our guys have him penciled in, but the timing is perfect, given, dropping guys in, playing 19 games in 20 days, something like that.
Yeah, and Andy Pa has slugged over 740 in his last 13 games, the OPS over 1,100. After a slow start to his season, Nomar, he finds himself in that cleanup spot where he started 11 games last year but did not drive any runs. Hopefully that changes today.
Yeah, hopefully it does, because I hope he gets some opportunity to drive in some runs, and you would assume where he's batting, those three guys hitting in front of him, that he will. So hopefully that comes to fruition. Listen, he's hitting, swinging the bat well. So you get an opportunity to move up in the lineup, especially with the Dodgers are dealing with the injuries they're dealing with. Where would I like him to be? I would like him to be down there at the bottom. The way he's swinging, I would keep him down there. He looks comfortable, and obviously we talk about how important it is for production at the bottom part of the lineup because of the top of this type of lineup. But due to the fact that you don't have Will Smith in the game because he's getting a well-deserved rest, and then you don't have Teoscar Hernandez not in the game, so you're going, okay, who's going to fill those spots? And then you're looking at who you're playing at. Right now, you're looking for a guy who's actually swinging the bat really well right now, Andy Pa, so I can understand why he's there.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to make sure you maximize whether it's Freddie Freeman, Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts ahead of him, so hopefully he continues to swing the bat. But again, I mentioned earlier, it's up to guys like Max Muncy, Michael Conforto. They know this. They need to get going offensively. These are too good of a players to be hitting about $150 or $60, whatever it is. They need to start swinging the bat.
Yeah, Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman knocked in all 4 runs for the Dodgers last night. Need other guys to step in and contribute offensively as well. Meanwhile, the Dodgers are halfway through their longest road trip of the season. Jerry, so far we've seen the offense from Shohei to Freddie, but there's also been some really good defensive play from the Dodgers on this road trip.
The one thing that helped us win a World Series last year was our defensive play, especially the second half of the season. The defense has been there. Our defense continues to get better and better. What I love about it, too, we mentioned it last night as well. We have a variety of guys playing a variety of different positions, but they are used to doing that. Because they're used to doing that, it's not foreign to them. Look at this play right there. We talk about Conforto making a play in left field, being a really good athlete. Miguel Rojas does a great job being in infield with a short second or third base, but being elite defensively When you're doing that, you get a chance to win just about every ball game you're in. Now, we didn't win last night, but our defense was exceptional.
You know, I'm thinking about over the course of this short season so far, right? And we're talking about when, you know, the Dodgers were on their prior road trip, and we're talking about, man, they're not playing their best. They're kind of struggling. And we're talking about presentation, right? Well, I'll tell you, the Dodgers are going, they're coming home. When they came home in that homestand, they're probably talking to each other, listen, we know we're better. We can play better. But what does that mean? It's easy to say, well, it's just offensive. I think they knew it was everything. They take pride in their defense. And they say, listen, we can be better defensively as well. And they have. They've been done that from that homestand. They've carried it over to this road trip. They take pride and know that that is critical for their success, and it's showing.
Mookie Betts, too, I didn't mention, he continues to get better and better at shortstop, too. So, again, we talked about him. Was it an issue? Boy, he has quieted some haters.
Yeah, for a lot of people, last year he looked like a guy playing shortstop. This year he does look like a
First of all, it's just good to see you back with the big league team. You've obviously been working so hard on different things, but primarily on the hitting side of this game. When you look at just what this offseason looked like, spring training, what would you say was just the biggest point of emphasis and the biggest focus for you for this season?
Yeah, I think kind of trying to get back to like what I do naturally as a hitter has been like the big focus. So there's a lot of swing stuff in like the off season and in spring, and it just like from there kind of adjusting to, okay, now I got to hit, like got to be a hitter instead of a swinger. So those have been the main focuses.
They always say just, you know, being a hitter is it's a easy mental shift, but how challenging have you found for that to be just getting back to that true self and knowing that, you know, you don't have to be perfect at the plate, you just kind of have to be yourself and be aggressive?
Yeah, I think it took a little bit, to be honest, to go from swing mode to hit mode. Especially with the quick spring, it felt hard to balance. How much do I like make sure I'm doing the same moves with my swing versus like getting the box and competing, and the answer is almost always like compete, but it's hard, like especially early in spring, you have this new move or whatever, and it's just like trying to find out what works and like what doesn't. So yeah,
and also trying to compete for a position on the team. I have to imagine that adds to it as well. Did you find for you that the biggest thing has been the more mental side, as we were just talking about, or have you also been working through a few mechanical changes that you've been looking to add into your game?
I would say more mental over anything. Just like getting up there, relaxing, taking in at bat, and you know, letting the chips fall where they may. But yeah, like obviously everyone's gonna always be tinkering and stuff with their swing, but I felt like partway through the beginning of the year this year, I abandoned the swing almost altogether and just like making sure I have good flow, good energy moving into the baseball, and not getting so locked up with the swing.
So with you being with this group right now, Hae-Sung Kim is also with the team at the moment. What has it been like just getting to know him, especially the AAA level, and for both of you all to be experiencing this opportunity together right now?
Yeah, he's awesome. Everybody likes him. He's like got like an infectious positive energy, and he's incredibly athletic. It's pretty fun to watch him run. I remember there was one play he was running, hit a double in AAA, hit a double, hits second base, like going to third base, and then decides not to go to third and like stops on a dime, and I had like a perfect angle of it, just seeing how fast he stopped. I was like, that was the most athletic thing I've ever seen in my entire life. So everybody in the dugout was talking about it too, but yeah, he's an awesome athlete, so it's really fun to watch him play.
You were someone who played so many different sports, and like your athleticism is very, very high. Do you think though, just when you see what he's able to do, like could he, whether it's football, other sports like that, do you think it would cross over in those things?
Yeah, I think if you can run, it'll cross over into a lot of different